Within the cultures of resistance that I participated in, largely explicitly anti-capitalist and DIY-oriented, issues of illness and support over the long term are not at the core of political practice. Thankfully, this is not the case in all radical cultures. One here thinks of organizations like ACT UP, amongst other examples where support work has been crucial. Realistically, it's often the case that many anti-capitalist and DIY participants evade the subject of illness and support work. In my experience, we need these types of discussions to be open and core to our projects if we hope to provide safe spaces that create substantial relations of mutual aid that tangibly help participants. It has been a rare exception that I have been able to feel that issues of support and illness are crucial subjects of discussion and action within these cultures of resistance. And while urgent or immediate situations within and outside of radical circles are often able to garner immediate support, long-term support efforts are a very different experience. Long-term support means ongoing intentionality and struggle that short-term efforts may not. In conclusion, it is important to remember that we live within social webs. The person facing illness is someone you love, which means that they need you, and you need them. Illness is a burden to the person facing it, but they are not their illness. Perhaps it is one of the most important things to remember. Support efforts mean treating the person facing the illness as a person they are in all their totality. They're facing an illness, but that's only one of the many aspects of them. What's important is integrating their needs into your relation with them and vice versa. In my case, returning to the case of his mother, in my case, my mother is someone I'm truly fortunate to have a close relationship with, and my biological family unit is a crucial part of my life. I simply wouldn't be who I am in my life without the care and love they have given me, which illustrates all the more useful the social web I am in. I want to be supportive of them because my feelings of overwhelming love are not simply my responsibility, which is also there. I want my mother and my family to know that I'm there. I want my mother to live a life that's fulfilling and happy. I have a role in that, and I fuck up. Grappling with the guilt and fuck-ups and changing behaviors to make better choices and thus provide more adequate support has been a major struggle, and is a struggle that has been hard for my family to deal with, but is a necessary and ongoing process in this sort of situation.
Sort of part 2 of our evening. Thanks to all of our readers and writers, and thanks to all of you for being here. We talked a lot when we were doing this, and communication came up a lot, and so we have a pamphlet we're going to go over, but we'd like to start out with questions you might have right now for the readers and writers, or any comments about the readings thus far. Anything you want to share at this point? Been so quiet. Who's going to break the silence?
How did you guys get organized?
Excuse me?
How did you guys get organized?
We just started communicating as peers about issues in our community that were on our mind, and it sort of organically developed. We were talking about all kinds of things, including caregiving, chronic pain, mental health issues, all kinds of stuff, and we just decided, well, we've got to do something, and we're just going to start having conversations. So, pretty organic. Any questions about chronic pain or chronic illness, or any of the big fancy words that were brought up? Jenna?
I have a question. I'm just thankful that we're talking about this. I'm supporting somebody who has cancer right now, and it's a really challenging place to be as a caregiver. So it's nice, like Kevin was saying, or Kevin as Greg was saying, that supporting support, and how so many people have all different kinds of roles. And so even if you're not the next closest person or the next closest person to the person who's dealing with the pain, the illness, you can still provide some kind of service, whether that's food or just like a call or taking someone to the movies, just checking in, and it's just really nice to hear people talk about it. So.
You also mentioned mental health. So were there any discussions between you all, like how is health defined? Like, is it a capitalist system that gets to define health, or what is healthy and unhealthy?
Totally. I mean, we're all coming from a really non-pathological framework and a radical framework. So we talked about a lot of different options and respecting all the options along the continuum that people choose, regarding their physical illness, chronic pain, or mental health issues. So we're really open and in constant dialogue about all of those things. So definitely. Any other questions or comments before we move on?
I'm just curious to hear people share if they have experiences as caregivers or as people with chronic pain or physical illness or chronic illness, what people see as like the positive things about our communities and how we're supportive of those things, and where people see like a lack of support or resources, or some areas where like our communities aren't meeting the needs of people in the community around those issues.
I would love to respond to there. So as part of the Radical community, and also as a nursing student who's pretty frequently in the hospital, I think one thing I see reflected in our community that's also a bigger issue is that when a situation arises, when pain begins, or when there's a medical emergency, people love to rush in and play the hero part. And I see people in the beginning of their hospital stays. I work on the abdominal transplant unit, and first 4 or 5 days after the transplant, there are a plethora of people in the room. And after a couple of weeks, the number of people in the room just slowly declines. And so I guess I just wanted to make a statement about the necessity of long-term care, and part of that is taking care of ourselves as caregivers and not overdoing it in the beginning and recognizing our own boundaries.
Another thing that brings up for me, Lydia, is in some of our conversations together, talking about how to get through those awkward moments you have where you maybe want to say to your community, like, hey, the care has dropped off. But people feel bad about that. People don't know how to say that. People don't know how to communicate about really hard things regarding these issues. And a lot of our conversations around chronic pain, illness, and caregiving related to communication and talking about the difficult moments that come up when that happens. And that's a great example of working to not burn out and just respond in the crisis mode, but also, how do you say to your community, hey, I need more? That's really a hard thing to say, and people have a lot of difficulty saying that. Most people have a lot of difficulty asking for help of any kind, so just bringing your awareness up about sustained long-term support, and thanks, Lydia.
Well, as a caregiver for a number of my friends who have different, like, physical and mental illnesses, I actually have the opposite experience where as people started getting, needing more help and getting sicker and isolating themselves, not being able to go out as much, just people stopped calling and stopped including them, like, in social settings, and then kind of blaming them, being like, oh, where's so-and-so? Like, we haven't seen them in a while, or like, I don't know, being like, oh, like, why doesn't this person hang out with me? Like, they're such a, like, whatever. And like blaming them and not thinking that, oh, this person actually, like, probably needs a hand, and that's really frustrating. And then when there actually is, like, a super crisis where it would be really helpful to have more than just 2 people taking care of it, like, there's no one there because people have stopped calling and stopped